on, people, you know who it is. It's your favorite cousin here on BNT TV, and I'm here with a special guest with me today, Clarissa UK. Make some noise. All right. And before we get started, is it Clarissa or is it Clarissa UK? Which one is it?
My stage name is Clarissa, so that was a hot slap.
Yeah, pull yourself up on that one. Okay.
So my stage name's been Clarissa for a long time.
Okay.
Clarissa UK was like something I did to people to find me more easy, like on social media and stuff. But it's supposed to be this is Clarissa UK for social media, so it's just call me Clarissa.
Clarissa, got you. So we got that part out of the way, because for the longest I was saying Clarissa UK. You know what I'm saying? People were like, what? I'm like, never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah. So, all right, so we got you here today, finally, after, what's it been, three years we lived up?
3 years.
Okay.
I can't believe it. It's good.
Yeah, so she's been ducking me for 3 years. She finally decided to sit down and have a conversation with me, a full interview this time. No music in the background. We're going to get all in her business, a whole bunch of questions. You know what I'm saying? You can plead the fifth if necessary, but you shouldn't have to for these. Not
Okay,
today.
good.
This time, we'll keep it easy on you this time. All right, so let's get started, man. Question A. So, you're from the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay. At what age did you move to the US?
Oh my God. 25?
25. Okay.
Yeah, 25, 26. Yeah, about 25. It's the end of the year. It was at the end of 2000 and, well, it's in the middle of 2019 officially.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I was about to try to guess your age. We ain't gonna do that.
Well, you can probably figure it out now.
Well,
Quick math.
I don't know how long you've been here, so we'll just leave that up in the air for people. All right. So now when you came here, what was the cultural difference, and what adjustments did you have to make?
I don't know. It's a little more dangerous here. It feels, and that's because of guns and stuff. Because in the UK, you got to get up real close. You're stabbing people. There's no more knife crime in the UK.
True.
Maybe the Metropolitan Police in the UK have guns and stuff, but it's not like a typical practice.
Oh wow.
But then they are. I think from what growing up now, I think they are more armed in the UK now, which I think is a problem because civilians don't have guns. So the government can just whip everyone's ass in the UK now. There's no way of them clawing it back, which is originally what they had guns for in the US, right? That was part of the Constitution.
Yeah, keep the government from taking over. But I mean, has it really worked? But, anyway, we ain't gonna go there.
I know.
All right. So and I asked you earlier, but how often do you go back home? Have you been back home recently?
I actually haven't. I haven't lived in the UK for nearly 10 years.
Okay.
So I
35.
No.
Oh.
Wrong. Because I lived in the Middle East for 4.5 years when I was touring out there and doing music out there.
Okay. Never mind. I'm scratching 35 from the record. She's not 35. All right, we keep going. And so, well, I guess that negates the next question here. But quick question though, because I was going to ask you, how did you adjust, going back and forth, but since it's been so long.
You know what? I do miss my family over there to a degree, but I feel like I thrive and I think I don't want to be comfortable because I always want to be growing. So for me to be a little bit doing different things all the time, just like this, I hate public speaking. I hate I love performing, but I hate I struggle with conversations because I start to stutter. I get my list pops out. There it is.
Don't get nervous. Hello. Don't get nervous. It's just me.
This is something I'm deliberately doing to try and get myself in a position where I can grow. I want to be able to talk more comfortably with people and without having to be doing a performance. That's a crucial thing,
Got you. Okay. And so, quick question though, because I know one of the differences here is this thing called tipping when you go to restaurants. How was that? What was that like when you first?
Oh, okay. So I kind of picked up on that when I was in the Middle East, and that was because a lot of my friends and stuff like that, they were Americans, so they would be tipping in the the venues out there anyway. But it wouldn't be as frowned upon if they didn't there because that's not necessarily their culture. Coming to the US, it took me a good I mean, there's some things I still don't agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when you're paying for like higher paid services, for example, like, you know, say you got your eyebrows done, like microblade or something, you're paying $300.
Wow.
You don't necessarily want to hand over another another $60 because you're giving $20, 20% tip. Like, for me, that's a little bit extreme, and I think they've got to draw a line somewhere. Like, if you've got a tattoo done, how much are you tipping?
Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna tip my tattoo artist.
See, that's what I'm saying. Why should I have to do with someone scratching ink in my eyebrows? This is what I'm saying. So I got a Groupon, right? Check this out. I got a Groupon. I got my lashes done when I first moved to Virginia.
Okay.
And I got there. Bear in mind, this lady gave me, I was going to say this something else, but this lady gave me pink eye. Because I swear to God, my eyes were so red for like 3 days. I'm like, what was the point of me doing this? I'm trying to look sexy. Now I just look like I got eye infections. And then, I go to pay. First of all, she made me pay extra money to give me more of these lashes. Okay. That I really didn't know what was happening. So I try to tip on the extra fee. She's like, no, you need to be tipping on the full normal fee. So I was just like, but she's telling me this. I'm like, this is kind of rude. Like, the tip's like supposed to be, you know, an extra gesture, thing. Yeah. But I get it. Like, you've still got states that like pay weird ass old school wages, like $4 an hour, because the tipping culture they're trying to hold that down for hospitality. Yeah. You know.
And it's honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, it's getting a little out of control now, because even like when you order something, like if you call in and pick up, and it's like, why do y'all have a line for the tip? Or like, I'm not tipping you, I'm not eating in here, I'm just grabbing my food and I'm going. So yes, I'm gonna put a 0 in that spot because you're not getting a tip. You know what I'm saying?
I get stressed out though. I'm straight up like a people pleaser. Like I'm learning how to deal with that as I get older. Like, I don't like to disappoint people. So when someone's eyeballing me, when I'm at the till or checkout, whatever you want to call it, till's the British word for checkout. I got you. And when you're there, like, I'm just looking around, like, is anyone gonna see this? Like, I like, if you can tip it down, I'm definitely pushing it. If I feel like I don't want to tip a lot, and or I wait for them to move away, and I'll do like a little something weird.
I'm gonna let you in on something too. Like, here recently, when it comes to tipping, I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but they started putting the percentages up there where it's like 20%, 22 or 18. Now before it wasn't that, and I guess they got mad at people like, you know, running up, let's say $80-$100 bill, and they tip like $5. They be like, okay, yeah, that's not cool. Like, you can do a little higher, but you know, but I just hit the custom, or I just do the 20%. Like, I'm like, you know, whatever. I got a couple dollars now, you know. Well, anyway, so let's go back. What were you like as a child?
I got very I went through like a wave. So I went from being a very confident younger kid, like maybe between 5 and 7.
You say yoni or
younger kid.
Okay, got you.
So like, and then I moved school a few times, and as getting into like my teens and stuff, I had a lot of issues. You know, I got bullied a lot. You know, I was very tall for a young girl, so I used to get called horrible names. I don't know, it kind of went very negative for me. And when I was in school, it was very stressful. I ended up like, you know, skipping a lot of school and stuff, but I did great in my exams. I'm like, this is very stressful. A stressful, shitty environment that I didn't want to be in. You know, I actually got pulled up for random stuff. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I had an older boyfriend. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go stay with him for the day. Like, bye. Okay. You know, so, you know, it was kind of crappy here and there. I moved out from the family home when I was 16. I lived alone. And then, you know, what comes with that is you kind of grow up pretty fast, I think. You learn how to fend for yourself very young, you know. And that's probably why me moving countries wasn't a big deal. I'm just like, I'm already alone, like, whatever. Let's see what, like, this will be harder. I'm out of here. Peace.
Okay, I understand that. All right, so, well, besides that, do you have any, like, hobbies or anything? Like, how do you keep yourself entertained other than, you know, skipping school and stuff like that?
I know.
We don't condone that here at BOT TV, just so you
Sorry.
know that. Yeah, we got to work on that. All right.
Entertainment-wise, you know what? I'm a bit of a, like, whiz on, like, the computer and stuff like that. I like to, you know, get sucked into, like, some design stuff. I work out a lot. that's more so for my mental health as well. Like, you know, I'm a stress head. I'm a stress head. And, you know, the way I kind of battle that is like try to do everything, you know, chemically that I can do for myself, which will be eat good, be in the sunlight, exercise, try to release endorphins. Because you know what? The mental preparation I have to do sometimes for certain things, you know, I just have to have that few minutes to myself. Sometimes I'll find that I wake up a couple times a day just because I need to just let out that stress, you know.
And we definitely gonna get into that too, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna touch on it too much now. We're gonna get into that and start peeling back some layers as we get further into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? All right, so and now I do want to bring up something that you mentioned earlier because I did watch the clip from when you were on HL. It's a podcast, Monty's podcast.
Okay.
And you did mention being bullied.
Oh no!
You did, yeah, you did, yeah. That was out there. Okay, so and I do remember you saying you used music too as a way to try to get people to stop messing with you.
Yeah.
When you did that, was that situation something that actually brought your attention to music? And did you know that you actually set yourself up for a future career?
I feel like it's just been such a very strong part of my life for a long time that I knew that it was the only thing that I was really ever going to do. That was going to fulfill me, you know, emotionally, and, you know, luckily, like, it worked out financially. Yeah. You know, I remember when I was like 17, 18, doing a business admin apprenticeship, like making peanuts and then I finally got my, you know, my certifications and stuff like that. And then they were like, so in the UK we have minimum wage. I think I mentioned this before, based on age. So based on age? Based on age.
Wow.
So if you're 18 different. And you're a whiz, and then they're still trying to be cheap wherever you're working, they're just still going to give you the minimum they can give you for your age, even when you're certified. But then you've got, you know, Agatha in the corner, like in the 80s, overlooking you. She get paid the most. But she might be doing the least. You know, you don't know that. I got no patience for that, sorry. Wow, okay. I'm still mad about that.
I didn't know they did it by age. Yeah. Okay, that's definitely different from here, because, you know, it's, you know, they just not going to pay you all the way around the board. It's like, it's going to be cheap all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, well. And so, with that, though, did you know that, you know, did you know this was your career now? Did you see that back then when you were doing the music?
I think I just naturally kept pushing so much. I think if you put in enough like effort into certain areas of your life, you're going to find a significant change or difference, or you're going to grow in some way, shape, or form. Like, if you invest in yourself, you're going to get something out of it eventually. Okay. You know, whether you learn the hard way or the easy way, or you get support or you don't get support, you're going to find a way of doing something.
Definitely. Well, look in the camera right now. Hey, all y'all bullies. Ha! Look what y'all did. Look what you thought you held it down, but you did. And now look at it. You out there getting paid $10 and you 45 years old. All right, so let's just get But I do want to ask you something too, real quick before we go to the next topic. You did say you were tall for your age back then. So how tall were you?
I mean, like, I probably hit like 5'8" by the time I was like 12 or 13. So like, I looked older. Yeah. I did a lot of sport then. I kind of had to make a decision between sport and music. Okay. You know, I remember.
What was the sport?
Okay, so in Europe and the UK and some other countries we have netball, which is very close to basketball. You just don't bounce it as much. Okay. And you have to stop
one with the little goal that don't have the backboard and all that on it?
I think so.
Okay, I got
you. So when you grab the ball, you like do a little hop and pivot around on the foot that you landed on. So yeah, it's interesting.
That sounds interesting. I might have looked that up.
So I was supposed to like do more of that kind of thing, and soccer and stuff too. But then we had like jazz nights where I would work with the school jazz band, high school jazz band. And she's like, well, you didn't show it for this, but we still want you. She's like, do you want to be on this team? I'm like, no, I don't want to go jazz, sorry. And I had to make that decision, and I kind of ran with it, and that's the way my life went.
Ha! Teacher! Ha! You see that? She ain't want to play netball. She wanted to do jazz music. And now look. I got you. You ain't got to say it to him. I'll say it to him. Yeah. How about that? All right, so let's shift gears real quick. And I want to talk to Clarissa the Artist. Is that okay? All right. So, I definitely see that you're well traveled. You've been to the, did you do shows in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did shows in the UK, here in the US, the UAE. That's the United Arab Emirates. I think I'm saying that right. For those who don't know, that's the UAE. And so, with that, now I thought that one was real interesting to me, especially because of their views and things like that. In the Arab land, especially towards women. So, what was that like for you, being over there?
It was very a mixed experience. Obviously, when you first get there and you're in a different kind of culture, you have to learn to control yourself to a degree, be respectful of certain areas, because you'll have, certain areas you'll probably have to dress a little more
modestly.
Pardon?
Modestly?
Yeah, more modestly.
Yeah, because this wouldn't cut it.
I've got a funny story about
Okay, let's go.
So, we did a photo shoot for our band, and we come downstairs. We used to live upstairs in apartments and stuff. We come downstairs in the venue to do the photo shoot. All went well. No one said nothing. And then I finally see the picture, and I was wearing something like this, maybe with a little bit more covering here, and they photoshopped sleeves on my arms. I'm like, they could have just asked me to take my thing off, put something on. You don't have to do all that. I was mad as hell because that shit was on the side of the building. You gotta put me some fake sleeves on.
Well, did they at least look decent?
They looked okay.
Okay.
But you could tell they were Photoshop sleeves. I looked at it, I was like, what the?
That's not even the same color as the top I have.
I mean, they made it weird, but I knew. I just remember looking at it why didn't we just communicate this at the time?
Oh,
communication.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sleeves. Photoshop sleeves.
So yeah. That was pretty funny.
All right. So what was it like performing, especially in front of the crowds and stuff over there? Was it different?
I definitely went through a rough time out there. In regards to alcohol. Obviously, if you live downstairs in a venue and you perform 5 nights a week and you were performing with a lot of expats, military personnel from Australia, UK, US, people, guys want to go out drink and party, you know. I'm females too, so everyone getting pretty messy. But then there's me doing that for the majority of the time I'm there, so I had to put myself on I can't drink for a few months right now. I put myself on teetotal, and that worked. I actually I ended up going on a visa run where I had to go get all my stuff renewed. So I had to leave the country, and I got stuck in another Arab country for a whole week.
Wow.
Which wasn't bad. It was great for my my mental health. It was a reset because I was going to a new venue. They needed to make sure my papers were good. So you go out there, we'll pay expensive, whatever. And then we can need a couple more days. So I'm out in a place called Oman. And I had to try to figure out what to do in my time. I worked out and stuff like that. They had a little gym down there. And I went exploring, and I got someone yelling at me when I'm walking, not in the desert, but in a different town and stuff.
Did you put sleeves on?
No, they told me to change my shorts. You can't wear shorts around here. So I was like, okay. But it was different accent, of course.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go back and change because I'm not trying to offend anybody. And then I ended up going on a dolphin watch, which was really cool, the USA time. And I'm on this boat, and I'm like, okay, and I didn't realize the whole boat was full of Italian people. This was before I went exploring in Italy at one point. Shoving everybody, because I don't know. I think my experience then was okay, they don't care about shoving people, whatever. And I was just on this boat with all these strangers, getting shoved around. Well, at least I'm here and I'm having a good time, And I got back.
Did you see any dolphins though?
I did.
Okay,
I saw a few, and it was really nice.
Okay, that's cool.
I remember I was actually listening to a lot of Post Malone then, and it was Vibe, White Iverson. I was listening on the beach, and okay, this is I lock a lot of memories and songs, and that was a pure moment of I could figure out what I wanted to do with myself once I got back. But on like the last 2 days of that trip, there was a UK military boat that pulled in, and they all knew I was there. We ended up partying for 2 days, and I got back looking rough as hell. They were like, "Were you like? We sent you to this country because nobody was supposed to be there."
Yeah. And you out here and made a whole boatload of friends. And you done got
well, they knew me from the other place because
wow.
that was one of their ports. So you think you
ain't too bad.
It was fun though.
Okay, that's what's up. So let me ask you this: when it comes to performing, big stage or intimate setting, what's your preference?
Ooh.
Deep.
You know what? I started doing like really, really late night shows in Chicago in like a library setting. Well, not library, but it's a speakeasy inside a sub club. And that show goes from 10:30 to 1:30, and you're kind of in a nice corner. I hired a guitar player with me, and being up close with people and having like more of a acoustic kind of vibe is really, really nice to like slow down, do broken down versions of some of my favorite songs. Even if it's songs that I wrote, I get to like really like show off my voice, stretch out some stuff, and you know, you can really show how you hold it down as a vocalist when you're basically out there in the raw, you know. There's nothing hiding. You can't hide behind some of the drums if you sound like shit, you know. And that's what I like about it. It's like you're gonna know if someone's really good or not if you can hold that down.
Okay. So you prefer the intimate setting over there?
Yeah, I feel it's a little more challenging. You've got to like, you know, you're more exposed. Next.
That's something I do. All right. And so, and I also know like when you do perform, in most cases you play instruments also.
I mean,
so do you prefer playing the instruments, or do you prefer just focusing strictly on the singing?
I feel like when my concentration is split between trying to do multiple things, there's always going to be a certain percentage, not of lacking, but because you're focusing on multiple things, you're never going to be able to give 100% in one particular avenue. For example, when I work with a guitar player in a different kind of setting, I'm letting him do his thing. I'll still kind of guide him in a way, but I get to flourish a little more. When I'm working on the piano and stuff, if I'm working with maybe some tracks and things, or if I'm doing it independently, like with just the keys, I feel like it depends how comfortable I'm feeling.
Okay.
And if I can hear myself well. I guess I really go into my element on the big stage when I've got a band back at me, but if I'm on a bigger stage and I'm doing so many different things, I feel like it does kind of compromise my voice a little bit because I've got too much going on. Which is why I feel like when you're doing a band event and I've just got to do that and we're all tight and we all know what's going on, that's when I can really blow. And I'll push the boundaries a little bit, which, you know.
I understand that.
That comes with other things too. You know, you have to go, let's go do a shot. Boom, let's go. Tina time.
I only got to focus on one thing tonight. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Okay, I understand that. So, like, when you do have to split your thoughts in half, because I'm going to be honest, I used to rap too, so I kind of understand where you're coming from, you know. But what is it like, though? Well, what's going through your mind when you have to think about, like, okay, making sure you play the right keys also while singing? Like, what is your mind though? Are you still looking at like the crowd, like, okay, I see this person there, you know, oops, I messed up here or whatever, but I'm gonna fix that, or you know, you just.
Honestly, recovery is key. If you fuck up, you live. People 9 times out of 10 people ain't gonna really give a shit.
They drunk anyway. I don't know.
Not even that. Like, not even that. It's mostly because like I don't really hit a lot of bum notes now because I'm very well versed in what I do, and even if I'm not gonna hit the right note, I'm gonna hit a note that's gonna sound right.
I got you.
And you know, sometimes I'll be a little scared if I know I'm tired physically, but sometimes adrenaline is gonna override all of that shit. I've had no voice left when I was performing abroad because of like the humidity, too much drinking, and just overweight in general. I sounded like crazy in the mornings. I sounded like really, really bad.
She sounded like me in the
no
morning,
voice.
she woke
Absolutely no voice. But nighttime came. Party's gotta happen. gotta sing, and I had to sing all the freaking Bon Jovi crap. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love rock music sometimes, but to sing it all the time as a vocalist, it's not fun.
There's a lot of strain on your voice.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I probably had nodules. I probably had nodules or whatever, and it's changed my voice massively. I had no head vocal for 7 months, so that's like.
What's a head vocal for those of us who don't know what that is?
So that's like the softer, more airy tones at the top end of your range.
Okay.
Like almost like okay, so like a little bit more on the classical side. Gone. 7 months. Couldn't do nothing.
Wow. So how did you recover? Just
time, rest. Not really rest. Just try to sing stuff differently, and then all of a sudden, boom! I heard him again. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be okay. That was rough. That was a rough time of my life. I'm thinking, I mean, just rethinking everything, and I was in a really awkward situation where, you know, I was in Italy. I was dating somebody. It was a bit of a hot mess, and then I went to therapy after that, and I learned how to like figure out like exactly how to recover from situations, how to put my emotions into my work, you know, and strive for what I wanted. And that's another story.
Okay.
That's another story.
Okay, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go back to the right with it then. All right, so being a traveling performer, you know, we see you do a lot of shows here in Virginia, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois. What kind of physical tolls does that take on you now? And like, especially like your body and your voice and things like that, how do you handle all of that?
You know what? As long as I make sure I'm hydrated, I try and get as much sleep as I can, you know, and I'm active, you know, like I said earlier, I work out a lot, you know, the respiratory system is, you know, I make sure that's good. You know, if I'm sick, I'm not staying in bed. I'm making sure I'm still doing what I got to do, because my immune system is based on like, you know, my body's sweating, my getting all that shit out, whatever. So when like there's a lot of cough and cold that comes around, especially allergies when I came down here, I'm like, I can't, if I like stay in bed or whatever, it's not gonna help me. I've got to just go about my business, keep it moving, you know, take some extra vitamins, whatever gonna happen, like bounce some water, I'll get through it. But when I was traveling down here, I'm really stubborn. I don't like flying domestically.
Okay, that's one question. Let me go to scratch that one off. But you
Sorry.
Take off my jump. That's all right. That's okay. That's cool.
I don't like flying, and that's because it's like, you know, I come down here with my little kids. I don't want to be stuck in an airport like what just happened last week for days with my damn kids. So I drove down here, which is 15 hours. I do that straight. I don't like stopping. I came down in my own car.
15 hours?
Hours. I set up at 1 a.m. I get to my destination around 7 p.m. that same day. I just beasted.
Do ignore our bird family we have in the roof over there. I don't know if y'all can hear it on the microphones, but yeah, we have a bird family that lives in there.
Am I too loud? Am I disturbing them?
No, they will be okay. They don't pay to be here, so they will be okay. You know what I mean?
Well, you said you didn't pay the bill, they may drop an egg down on you one day. Watch yourself.
Alright. If I see an egg coming in, I'm about here. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so let's go here. So you don't like to fly. You X'd out one of my questions, but we're gonna keep it going. Okay, so but that can actually take me here though. With driving, especially being on the road those long hours. So before I go there, what's the distance from like Chicago, Illinois, and Wisconsin? What's that distance like?
I live right by the border, so
okay, so it's not far.
5 minutes.
I'm trash with geography. Okay, so they're right there.
Where I'm at right now, I'm like 45 minutes from Milwaukee and probably an hour from Chicago. Okay. But when the traffic's crap, it's crap. So it can take sometimes up to 2 hours.
Okay.
Drives me nuts.
All right, so what's the drives from here? And you come here frequently throughout the year. So like, how does that affect you? Like, you know, mentally and things like that. How do you like stay focused and not get overwhelmed? Especially when you drive straight through, no stops.
I mean, I stopped for
with
gas.
little children?
Got pee.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You're not
It's
staying
challenging.
overnight anywhere.
No,
Okay.
it's challenging, but you know, I got a goal. I got to be somewhere. I got stuff going on in 2 days' time. On my way here, I made sure I got my oil changed and stuff like that. I'm like, I gotta stay on top of everything. Like, I'm pretty good at planning my trips and stuff like that.
Okay.
Logistically, you know, I kind of enjoy, you know, being on the road. It gives me a lot of thinking time while the kids are asleep. You know, so that first few hours, you know, once I get over the little me being tired hump, it's not bad. I just listen to some good music. You know, I did an Adele experience at the Cavaliers, so I had to make sure I was, you know, brushed up on some of the stuff like that. Oh yeah.
Okay. Now that's, you know, 15 hours on the road is a long time. What is the playlist for a ride that long?
Oh my God! So
you don't have to tell me every single thing, but just give me like a generalization of the playlist for.
It varies massively.
Okay.
If I gotta wake up, I'm playing some Cardi B.
Okay.
And not just to get through some traffic. Maybe when I get hit DC, it's gonna go. You gotta go hard. You gotta get. This guy's on my ass. I'm getting peed off. Like I'm about to bust out. So like, you know, it's. I'm playing some fun music.
Okay.
If I'm cruising through like, you know, like the countryside, I'm playing like Belois, which is like jazz house music, you know, lots of saxophone, but like a beat behind it because it's energetic, but it's also, you know,
relaxing.
It's relaxing a little bit, you know, getting my head in the right place. And then obviously I have to play Coco Melon and some of the kids stuff. Now
is that the tough part of the ride, or have you gotten to the point now where you kind of actually catch yourself singing the words to the kid tunes and stuff? Because you know we've all been there.
Have you ever heard?
Those of us who have parents. I mean, those of us who have kids, we've all been there, so we understand.
I do know a lot of the ways to like Gracie's Corner. Gracie's Corner is popping right now.
Yeah, so. I like Gracie's Corner. My grandson is watching Gracie's Corner now.
You got grandkids? Oh my word.
Yes. No, son, just one.
Oh,
just
okay.
one. Don't do that. Don't put that on yet. No, just one. Yeah, he just what is it, 6 months? 7 months? 6 months? Something like that.
Oh, I've always said that's what I say 6 years. Because your grandkids are older than my kids.
Ain't that old yet. Don't do that. I'm still 28. All right. Well, okay, so it's definitely a variance there. Okay. So how much of the ride does the kids sleep though? So how long are you listening to Coco Melon and Baby Shark and Gracie's Corner and all of that for the ride?
So between 1, set up at 1, maybe 7 a.m. They'll wake up, get breakfast, go party, make sure everyone's good, get back in the car, then someone's gonna party again. You good. You good for it till I gas up again.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this work. Because they lying. They start lying to get out the car. I'm like,
Mommy,
I gotta pee. You just peed. I watched you. We're all crammed in the same thing together. You can't lie to me. So I made them a box, activity box.
Okay.
So they had like, stuff to color with. I just got a new car recently because I needed something more comfortable for me.
Yeah, and you gotta drive all these hours.
These kids like stole makeup or brought pens in my car. Like they drew on all my leather. I just look at it. I just closed the door and in the bathroom. I'm like, they're destroying my stuff. All you have
to say for that is I got kids.
I know.
That just fixes everything. Like, what happened? Kids. Oh, okay.
The kids.
Yep. So, let's go here too, because you have mentioned working out a lot. So, what is your fitness routine?
So, my typical routine would be like mornings are typically fasted until after I've done like conditioning, which would be like maybe an hour on the treadmill, a little bit of abs. I don't typically do much weights in the morning, but sometimes I switch that up if I feel I want to like add a bit of muscle, and then I'll get to the point like if I feel like my immune system is dropping a little bit because I need them extra calories, I'll get them in, and then I'll do slightly different workouts. But like for the most part, I'm getting my body moving in the morning. I'm on a treadmill for maybe between like 40 minutes to an hour, and then doing my stretching and stuff. Because like all up here for me is messed up. That might be from the drive. And I went I try to get like a massage like every few weeks and stuff, because this all up here, singing, whatever, like tensing and playing and driving, it's all here. I'm all jacked up right now.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm all jacked up.
Okay, might have to go see one of them social media chiropractors that be doing the turn on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my word, yeah.
Hey, if you do the video, just drop it. I want to see it. But like, is it challenging though to stay in shape and work out, especially with being on the road?
You know what? Somebody was talking to me about this the other day. Oh, it's great how you work out when you're down there. I'm like, yeah, because that's a big, huge part of my life. Before I like traveled doing music in the Middle East, I had friends who were trying to prep me for do body competitions and stuff like that, and we were very strict with our regimen. And that's kind of overlapped in my life. Okay. Fitness has come very close to like what I do. Like this, if I can't, I make it happen. Like I have to, because again, it's for my mental health. Like if I feel like if I'm treating myself well, I'm feeling better about myself, and it helps me to be a good performer. Like sometimes if I want to show off and I really want to blow, like
I'll need you first off before you go there to stop jumping through my questions.
Oh,
before I
can't see your questions from here.
No, I'm messing with you. But it's like, okay, I'm like, man, that's another one that's scratched off. We're gonna come back to it anyway. But go ahead, I'm sorry. But how do you so you say I threw you off and I lost where you were at too. I apologize. Damn. It happens. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? But how? So you said it is important, definitely, that you work out. So like, when you're traveling, do you ever stop and like when you take a break, do you stop and maybe walk around a little bit, or try to buzz out some push-ups or some?
No, I mean
some mountain climbers or something.
I was trying to tire the kids out one time and make them do some star jumps.
Did that work?
I was trying to tire the kids out, make them do some star jumps.
Did it work?
Nah.
Okay, got you.
I was like, well, they should move around a little bit, I guess.
Okay, definitely. And so, actually, you know what? That was actually my next question. How does working out enhance your performance?
Okay, so there's some things that I do in my live performance where I'm either holding on notes incredibly long. I'm doing like almost like classical movements in my voice where I have to have a lot of air and I'm moving it all around. People who've seen me live or seen me do these weird wonderful things, and they're just like, okay, oh wow, oh, and I like to show off. So if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna hold it down and not be like at the end of what I'm doing. I gotta make sure I'm fit. Honestly,
true.
Coming up like that James Brown meme when he goes.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to be like him after that. I mean, I used to sweat a lot when I used to be performing for 4 hours a night.
Okay. Like.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, I can see it.
I can see it now.
I can see it. Oh, I didn't want to see it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like that. I mean, I have probably looked at that at some point in my life, but that wasn't that moment. You know?
That's what's up.
Next question.
All right, next question. Let's see. Okay.
You might have to show people what that looks like as well. Like
Yeah, I mean, okay. Actually, this was about the diet, and Oh yeah. So, is there a specific diet that you stick to? I remember I saw you at IHOP.
I know.
Okay.
That was very traumatizing.
Yeah. Let's speak about that.
So, typically, 80% of the time, I don't eat a lot of meat and dairy.
Okay.
And that's just...
You know what? I'm the same way.
And that's because dairy, for me, especially the way that farming is in the U.S., is different than what I grew up on.
Okay.
I feel it's heavier here. I get more, like, cough and phlegm and stuff. If I'm not eating dairy, that's gonna go away naturally on its own.
True.
And I know that's kind of a known thing for certain You know,
especially like a lot of cheese and milk and stuff.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I mean, I used to be obsessed with cheese when I was younger. Now it's just not gonna work for my body. Meat wise, like I feel like my body just when I go on more of a vegan run, I feel faster. My body feels like it repairs better. I don't ache. You know, I'm more energetic, and I just feel like I've got more of a bounce in my step.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would I change that, you know? And it can be hard. Sometimes it is hard if I'm rushing around to try to figure out something to eat.
Yes, it definitely is.
And, you know, sometimes somebody put up online the other day, you know, when you come home drunk or whatever, what are you going to eat? Like a lettuce roll or something? Like, you know, sometimes you want to eat something like...
I'm going to be honest with you.
Something really good.
I went pescatarian probably about a few months ago. And for me, I didn't think I could actually do it. Because I used to, you know, I was a meat eater, like, you know, steak, hot wings, you know, burgers, all of this stuff was, you know, a staple for me. And actually, once I started back working out and exercising and stuff like that, I was like, well, I'm gonna wean myself off of meat and go more seafood, fish, and I was only doing meat on the weekends. And now it was like, after going without it for a few months, you actually, your palate actually changes. You know, I've started to appreciate more vegetables and stuff that I wouldn't eat before, like tomatoes. I wouldn't touch them. Onions, I wouldn't touch them. Peppers and stuff like that, I would go nowhere near them. But now it was like, hey man, load them peppers up. Oh yeah, throw some tomatoes up there.
Yeah, you want all that flavor.
Throw some onions. I need all that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No salt, just put pepper on it and a little bit of other seasonings. Yeah, we good. So I definitely understand, you know, the meat thing. But do you still eat meat, or have you just completely?
It's more of a treat. It's more of a treat occasionally, special occasions and stuff like that. I noticed that I have more aversions to certain like things now. So if something's fleshy, I'm just like, it's like it puts me off. Like I think I could smell eggs near a truck when I was playing the other day.
You don't eat eggs?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just I try to have them. I try to have them.
Yeah.
But now if I can smell eggs, I feel like I can smell the eggs more in Virginia, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. And your water tastes like bleach, by the way. The water tastes like bleach here.
Oh, I don't drink tap water.
Yeah. So this is what. So when I first moved here, I didn't really think about that, but I've been drinking bottled water for years until I came here. And the first thing I said, I was like, I can't drink this one. Yeah, it tastes like bleach.
Yeah. Yuck. I don't blame you. I definitely feel you on that one. Okay, so let's get that out of here. We'll work on that. All right, so I want to ask you this too, because I know earlier we spoke on the differences between like the UK and the US and everything like that. And you know, in the UAE, you know, all the places you've been. What are some of the differences you notice traveling like through the US between the different cities and stuff like that?
In the U.S.?
Because I know we're not all the same. So I know it's maybe some kind of differences from place to place. Or is it just kind of jumbled all up now?
You know, I might have to touch on the food situation that I experienced today. For being close to the ocean, I would have thought that sushi would be fire, compared to sushi being fire by a lake, like Lake Michigan. You think you're gonna get fresher sushi, like in Virginia Beach? So, but my sushi experience here today was so bad. I paid for all you can eat.
So you're saying the sushi here in Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, it's trash. Is that what you're saying?
It was so bad. I tasted that shit for a whole day after. I'm like, I need to I need to make sure when I go up there I eat sushi just to make sure to eliminate it from my completely from my life, because it was so bad when I came down here. Wow. I was like, what is going on? I don't eat
sushi, so I don't know.
I when I have it in the Wisconsin and Chicago area, like it's been really good. But I had it here the other day. I'm like,
I'm gonna be honest, it's probably fresher on the lake because Don't kill me for saying this. I'm gonna just say it because here, we do have a lot of shipyards and stuff like that sit right in the water. So you know you have that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of people, you know, on their boats doing whatever. Who knows? I have no clue. You know, then there's a huge Navy area too. So you know, and the lake is probably a little bit more safer because there's less activity. So it could possibly taste better. That's just a guess. I don't know. Don't kill me. That's just a speculation.
Someone said I've just become a sushi snob. And but it stunk, so I'm just like, yeah,
okay.
It was weird.
Well, I mean, but if you go somewhere and it's better there, I mean, of course you're going to kind of be like, yeah, well, yeah.
I don't know. I got to do something about it.
So Wisconsin has better sushi than Virginia. Is that what you're saying?
Apparently, right now. I need to go somewhere better.
They don't have better spaghetti.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't eat spaghetti like that.
Okay. What about pizza? Chicago pizza versus Virginia pizza.
You know
Let's
what?
go.
I didn't even eat pizza like that.
Pizza, you
Sorry.
know what? It has cheese on it. That's right.
Sorry.
I apologize. Okay. All right. So, other than that, what about the people? Like, you notice any difference from like the crowds that you perform in front of, or just the common courtesies of the different people in different areas and stuff like that?
I don't know. I think they do say Virginia's class is the South, right? So there's a different level of, I don't know.
The jury is still out on that one.
I don't know. I'm not sure because
you know, Northerners call us the South, and the people from the South say we're not the South. I call us the Middle East, just to like, look, man, we're right in the middle of the East, and we just, I don't know. You tell me, do you think we're country here in Virginia?
I don't know. But when I was in IHOP the other day, the lady who was like taking care of me, she was amazing. Like, I've never felt so welcome. The gentleman who was running the spot, he opened the door for me and the girls. I'm just like, it was like nice. It was really good.
Southern hospitality.
Exactly. That's something that's undeniable, which is great.
Do you get that feel in Wisconsin and Chicago?
It's a little bit more relaxed. You know, people like just kind of float in and out. You know, there's nothing. No one's rude, but no one does all them extra things that make a difference.
You hear that?
So I will say that
Virginia is better than Chicago and Wisconsin. You heard it here first. Excuse me, I mean Illinois. Yo, why do I always do that? Okay, yeah, I act as if Chicago's its own separate state, but it's really, you know, okay. Anyway, so another question here, real quick. When it comes to your shows, because you do a lot of shows, do you book those yourself, or is someone actually, you have a management team or someone that actually books the shows for you?
I book probably still at least 80%, so 75-80%, and then I do have some people who operate through my emails and stuff. They'll do my rebooking, just so I haven't got to sit there clicking all the time. Okay. And then I work with a couple of agents.
Okay.
And then other referrals and stuff are kind of dealt between me and other people. Like, you know, I have a couple of different assistants and stuff that will help me get through that process. Especially if it's like corporate stuff where I'm gonna like maybe send a contract out and get a deposit and stuff like that. You know, that's something I need to get a little better at, and that's because I do have a good amount of trust in people, especially if I've worked with them before. If I've done 4 shows for you, like, I don't want to slap a contract you on the 5th. What's the point? Yeah. We already know how this goes.
Pay me and I'll be there.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? Okay. What's your preferred method of travel? Car. Alright.
There we go.
And what's on your rider? Do you do riders for shows and stuff?
I've done a couple here and there, you know.
What's the weirdest thing you asked for that they gave you?
Oh, the weirdest thing. I'm not really that kind of person who puts anything extravagant on there. I think I've put in the, you know, make sure if it's like, if I'm in a big hotel where I've got to load stuff in, make sure you got a trolley or something, like a car, just someone hauling shit through the building and people looking at me like, oh, she's, you know, doing this, that, and the other, like, she need help. Like, make sure that I got access to something like that.
I got you. You know? I always say, when I was doing music, my management team looked at me crazy because I was like, bro, if we ever get a rider, I'm going to tell them I want a bowl of blue M&Ms only. I don't want red, green, yellow, brown, none of that. I just want all blue. And it's not even because I would expect them to do it. It was just to see if they would do it. And my crew looked at me the same way. They were like, bro, you can't do that. I was like, why not? Like, just wonder how many bags of M&Ms they would have to buy just to give me the blue ones. That's all.
I have had people run out of like venues to go get stuff like ginger ale because I drink. Sometimes I'll drink like Crown Apple ginger ale, and they don't got no ginger ale. Then you got some people who want to experiment. Like, let's do it with Pepsi and like the Sprite. I mean, apparently it doesn't taste too bad when they do like the whole mix up to make that happen. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll
have you tried that with you?
Yeah.
Did you tell the difference?
Yeah, kind of.
See, it don't work. What y'all doing? She drink a lot of ginger ale. She know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so with that being said, like with water, are you bougie with water? Like, what's your bottled water? What's your go-to?
I know. I buy that stuff in crates when I'm grocery shopping. I can't even think what it's called. Okay. Not really. I just buy spring or mineral.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you ain't gotta get no problems. I just thought about it. They're not paying us, so you ain't gotta say their names.
Well, then they do a test on a bunch of waters to see what was actually in them, and then some of them turn like a weird color. What's
some of them actually tap water and all this other mess that they be doing. You know, so.
I taste that. I can taste it. It's bad.
Fun story. When I was in college, one of my professors actually did a bottled water test.
Okay, I'm listening.
And they put I think it was like 5 or 6 different bottled waters, and then one of them was tap water. And it was like, can people really taste the difference? And honestly, out the class, I got the most right. I got 4 right out the class. It was 2 of them that I couldn't really tell. I think it was it wasn't Deer Park. It was Aquafina and something else. But the ones that stuck me the longest was tap water and Dasani, because I was like, I think this is tap water. But I was like, no, I think it's Dasani. And I kept switching. And then I was like, I don't know which one it is. I'm like, okay, this is Dasani, this is tap. And then I actually got them right. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I got 4 out of the 6 right, and everybody else got like 1 or 2. And they was like, oh, I just know. I'm like, no, you drink enough water, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough of that. So aside from everything else you do, you have mentioned you're also a mom. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't actually know until I saw you at the restaurant. And
that was a rough day, man. I think I cried in my car after we ate breakfast. Normally I cry before breakfast because I'm really hungry because I'm fasted, but I cried after breakfast that day.
Because I was like, somebody kids. I was like, nah.
I was devastated when I'm like, somebody actually saw that who I knew. Oh my God.
Like, nah, that ain't her. I was like, is it? Nah. I'm going about my business. And I was like, was that you? She's like, yes, it was me. Like, oh, okay.
I want to talk about it.
I've been there. So that's why I was like, yeah, well, I understand. My kids are 3 years apart, so trust me when I tell you, I've been there with the youngins and they carrying on and acting the straight ham pots in the store.
That was the day, man. And you know what else happened that day? I went to the music store and I had to get a clip because for one of my events I was a little bit stressed. Oh no, this was all the same day. So I got to the music store after IHOP. I needed to get a clip to put my phone on, something for the show in the nighttime because I was doing some extra stuff that I don't normally do. And you know what happened when I got to my show and I opened up the box? There was pieces missing, so I couldn't even use it. So I went through Screaming Kids at IHOP, and I went through all these leaps and bounds to get stuff happening to make my life easier, and none of that shit worked. And you know what else? By the time I just reached the point, if I don't just blast through these emotions right now, I had the best night I ever had at the Cavalier. I was at the best night. I flipped that so hard. I was because my friend was late.
It was a good setup for a dope night to end it. I said that all.
I had to make it happen anyway because I think the stress just had to get out of me. So I just threw down. That place was popping. It's still
I couldn't imagine that and something as simple as just something to put your phone on. It's like, get the
really?
Come on,
I took that back.
Anything else? You know what? Let me just sing this out of me right now because this is not about to end my night. But that's what's up, though. I'm glad you overcame that. So, what is your support system like, though? Especially with having young children like that and traveling a lot.
I typically have. I get almost adopted. I have my adopted mommies, American mommies. You know, my friends who they probably have children who are also my age, so they've got probably grandkids and stuff as well.
Okay.
So they, you know, they welcome me to the home. We stay in touch. You know, like when you come, you gotta stay with me. I'm like, thank you. And it's such a blessing to have people who, you know, want to help you succeed, who want to see you grow, who give you good advice. You know, that's not always, you know, easy to find.
Definitely.
You know, and you know, people who do that, you know, you've got to make sure that you're not saying tit for tat because we don't give and receive, but make sure you're looking out for, you know, them as well. So like, you know, I'm always very I'm always trying to make sure like, hey, it's like I'm here. Like, is there anything I can do for you? Because I can feel you giving on to me right now, and you know, I love the idea that one day, you know, I can give more back, you know, and I think people know that about me, that I'm always trying to like, if people help me come up, we come up together kind of thing. You know, that's the way I'd like to operate.
Okay, definitely understand that, man. That's good also, because a lot of people just like to take and they don't like to give back. So, you know, knowing that you have people that help you and you know, you try to help them in return also is a good thing, and you know, it makes people want to help you more also, because they don't feel like they're being used. You know what I'm saying? And another mom question real quick. So, you know, the children aren't school age yet, but once they become school age, how do you think that's going to affect like your traveling and stuff like that when you're doing shows?
I don't know. I think I'm not sure how I'm going to go about some stuff, but I am thinking about homeschooling and stuff like that, and that's because like, for me, there's a lot of things that I'm uncomfortable with right now. You know, I'm a little scared of some of the things I've seen on the news. And I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it feels like it's more frequent now. And, you know, I liked the idea of setting my kids up for greatness. Like, I feel like there needs to be more things in the curriculum which are going to help people when they come out of the school environment. And that hasn't really been changing for the last decade and some change. Same in the UK. Like, financial literacy and stuff like that, like learning how to like manage money and pay bills and learning about doing this and taxes, and you know, people aren't learning that stuff, and that's very crucial. Like a lot of the stuff that I learned in school, apart from like the biz admin stuff, which I have utilized massively, especially in my music career, like learning how to do outreach and stuff like that. I've picked the skill sets up. You know, I had some kind of foundation from like high school and stuff and college, but for the most part, like, you know, I've discovered things for myself. And from other people.
That's definitely American for you. Like, they don't really set you up for success. It's like, okay, we just want you to learn this stuff that's on the curriculum. So you can get out here, you go, and you know, mess your money up, because if you mess your money up, then you know, we own you for life, basically. Go and get this credit card that you don't know nothing about. And you can, you know, I got a $500 limit on it, but you can almost pay us $20K by the time you finish paying off all of your bad credit moves. Okay. So with that being said, last question. You've released a lot of singles this year. Will there be an album coming or no?
I'm still learning about how to release music and the best way to go about that. So the way that I decided to do it this time around, because this is the first time I've ever put so much money and effort and all that stuff into original music. You know, I made it a part of my routine. I made it like almost like a religious thing. I would go be at a place at a time, make it happen. I feel like I followed like, is it the way that Russ had released a bunch of things to kind of get that momentum. And it worked out really well. It also got me disciplined into a routine of writing. Making sure I got stuff prepared for the following week. And then I kind of got into like, okay, I'm going to work on these 3 songs. I'm going to finish at least one of them, and then I'm going to come back to the other 2 next week, but then I'm also going to start another one. So you get into like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Of this is going to be released next week. This is going to be released, and you have like a plan. I have a plan for what's going on for the most part. Being away from Chicago right now is a little harder for me because my engineers are there. Okay. And we don't like to work. I want to be recording with him, and all that stuff done because he's mixing while I'm performing. Performing in the booth.
I got you.
You know, and I don't like to. I'm a bit lonely doing what I do sometimes. So being in a studio environment and working with him is fun. You know, we go cracking jokes and do some dumbass shit. You know, you know, all of a sudden like I'll put my hand on the window, what's up? You know, or I'll do a note like, oh, like, you hear that? Like, you know, but you know, because it's an environment.
Wait, was that a joke? Did you really do that? Okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna redo that part. All right, thank you.
And we'll listen back to some stuff and then we'll switch things out because he's the engineer. He's got a great ear as well, and he's helping me like plan some stuff. You know, it got to a point that was one day I was really sloppy. I'm like, yeah, I didn't really write this until I got here. Like, let's fix it real quick, and we've done that. We've made it happen because we still had we've had a goal that we both want to get something laid out and finish something else. And so, you know, there's been a couple of hiccups along the way.
That's normal.
And that's just been like me going back and listening. I listen to the stuff on the way home. So Chicago sometimes is 2 hours down for me because the traffic is thick shit down roads. And then on the way up it's a little faster. And then I'm listening to my stuff maybe at least 40 times before I'm before I go back and fix whatever, because I just gotta go. And then you know what? Sometimes I'm like, I think that I'm not going to try and over-obsess with some stuff. Because some stuff, the more you mess with it, the more unnatural it's going to sound. Yeah. I do like a lot of auto-tune on my stuff. I'm trying to go for more of a raw sound. But, you know, I do want to tap into some, like the deep house stuff, the UK garage stuff, which is like the one I just released, where I was like, I'm going to lay this down real quick and you just put your magic on it. Because at the end of the day, this is his baby as well. Because if I'm like holding the reins on him, like I want this, I want that, I'm gonna spoil his flow. He's got his own skill set that I know he got. I'm like, I'm just gonna get rid of this, bro.
Good engineer, it's hard to come by. So it's like, hey man, do you? I want to hear you did my part. Now you put your seasoning on it, you hook it up. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, and make it fire. So real quick before we go, how do you find time in your schedule to do all the things that you do between performing, booking shows, recording, working out, mommy time? Like, how do you find an extra 4 or 5 hours in a day to do all the stuff that you do?
I don't. I overlap massively on everything.
Okay.
So sometimes if I gotta like do contracts or do flyers or check my emails or type emails or do this, probably got neck issues because I'm on the treadmill while I'm doing some of this stuff. Oh, wow, okay. So I'm literally doing a whole bunch of stuff while I'm working out. Or if I'm between sets, I'm boom, 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 and someone's eyeballing me. Okay, next set. You know, I'm doing stuff while I'm doing other things. Okay. And then, you know, my kids started gradually doing like little times with daycare and stuff like that, so I can get some of the contractual stuff done. I have debated taking them to the studio with me because they're not gonna get picked up in the booth, so maybe they can come and hang out. I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's still that age where I need that little bit of separation where they're gonna I can do what I gotta do, you know. And then like I think with the only time I really need to, when it comes to writing and stuff, if I'm writing, that's my drive time. Sometimes I'm writing while I'm driving. Not like writing.
Hey, look, don't be giving out that secret. You're not supposed to do that.
I know.
While you're driving. You know.
No, I'm not saying I'm writing about, no, I'm saying I'm thinking of lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that while driving. Safe driving habits. You know what I'm saying?
The words are popping in my brain as I'm driving. Then I have to, you know, figure out how to write now.
I understand. I understand. So, that's all I have for you. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about today? I want to make sure you get everything out. Because I might not see you for this. You might duck me for 3 more years. We don't know.
I see you 3 years.
Oh man, but yeah, so if there's nothing, well, I definitely appreciate you sitting down, taking this time with me today. I definitely enjoyed you here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Clarissa. You know who I am, your favorite cousin from BNT TV. We appreciate you for tuning in, and we are out. Peace.